And to the bottom left, we have our StarTale player in the orange color. Nearly as orange as his hair it is.
StarTale Virus.
He's always got the flame hair. He's actually playing as orange. He's a StarTale player as well. It all just adds up. It all makes sense.
Someone put some thoughts into those colors. Well, to the top right, we have his opponent. I don't think that we really have to introduce this guy. We'll do it nonetheless. It is the Protoss player for SK.
SKMC.
I can't wait until Team League starts. I'm so excited about Team League, especially.
Calm down, man. It's next week. All right.
Still, that is, you know how many days and nights that is? That is way too much, too long.
It's really
I want to see how. I mean, we have incredible miracle with Nesty, MVP, and MC. Oh my God, he's pulling an MVP.
Oh, he is, man.
He's pulling an MVP here, guys. Virus with the double 11, 11-11 against MC, and is MC going to scout?
His path right now does not have him scouting it. He's
Nope.
pulling an MVP, he's pulling a Maru Prime. He wants to punish a fast expand.
He's doing exactly the same strategy that MVP used in the Code S finals.
I want to get a stat on how many times Virus has killed Protosses in up and down groups with all-ins. I want a stat on that. Like, I want that to appear at the bottom of the screen. It's like, Virus is like 87.5% win rate with all-ins against Protosses in up and down groups. That's what I want to see.
Oh, MC waits on the ramp. He delays the scout a little bit. Now he sees that there is no barracks. Uh-oh. He's not scouting.
He makes a zealot, which indicates that he's trying to be a little bit safer. He might have wanted to skip that otherwise.
There's the probe.
He's going to go check for the proxy.
And that's the second SCV, and Virus is gonna pull a lot more. He's not building a forge. Do you think that at this point he should go for a forge?
No, actually, I think he'll be fine since he's scouted it. And he made the zealot. He didn't skip the zealot. He's even making a second zealot right now. Even with good micro, with the first 3 Marines, he will have a stalker out soon. He needs to be using Chrono Boost only on the gateway, though, and that's something he has done ever since he scouted this. All he has to do now is stop the bunker from going up, and he should actually be fine here. I think Virus is definitely...
He takes the SV out early on, and here comes the second wave of attack. We have two zealots now. 3 Marines. Here come the SCVs. He pulled the SCVs. He's going in right now. Here comes the Chrono Boost on the Stalker. Another bunker being built, and now trying to go for the micro here. All these Marines are joined by 2 additional ones to put the Marine count up to 5.
This position is not good for Virus. He's losing a lot of probes. The Marines are actually taking out many of them, but even so, the SCV count 9-6 in favor of MC, in fact.
The Mule is really important here,
The
but the
Stalker
bunker
is out,
not up.
and that is going to turn, it's going to stop this attack. But the Mule, like you said, is the most important part.
Oh,
he should have pulled the Zealot back.
With the Stalker doing this much damage and another Zealot now nearly done, I think that MC is fine here.
I think he should cancel the Zealot, in fact, to make a Stalker. Well, not the one that's about to finish with the second Zealot. He's actually making a second Zealot here.
He's chasing down the Marines right now. He's trying to do some damage here. He needs to back off before he loses all his shields and is starting to lose energy. But with a high ground advantage that he has at this point, this is not looking too bad. The second wave of SCVs is arriving now.
He needs more Stalkers, and he made another Zealot. He's Chrono Boosting it out now. Nice micro by MC, targeting down the weakened Marines, but he needs to be careful here. The Zealot pops out at the best possible time surrounding these units. In fact, he's taking out the SCVs, and with no SCVs left, the Stalker will be able to micro against these Marines forever.
I'm not quite sure though. This is a little bit of a problem. He can micro quite well against this, but he needs more probes.
Perfect target firing.
But look at the SCVs. More SCVs and Marines are streaming in, and he really needs to Chrono Boost here. And if he loses more of his probes, then suddenly he will be way behind.
I think he's actually going to hold this though. Although he needs to keep the Stalker alive. Here comes another Marine. He's doing great micro against these probes. The Zealot not able to close the distance. The Stalker gets surrounded, and that is huge, but even so...
Oh my god, I'm not sure. Well, this could actually be a lot closer than we expected, but only 2 SCVs left. Will the Marines be able to take down the
Zealot alive? And the Stalker will come out. He'll target down the 2 Marines. One goes down, the second one goes down. The Zealot's hit points are recharging, and I think he will hold.
This should be it right now. With the micro that he has, he should be able to pull this off.
He only has a Mule back at home. He does not have any additional SCVs. The last SCV is here, and now it will be taken out by the Zealot.
Oh,
The Zealot with his shields back is going to engage. He should pull it back, though. That was kind of a waste. This is not over yet. He's going to get the Stalker. He does not have enough. He does not have enough gas to make another Stalker.
He's killing the probes now. He's taking the probes on. There are more Marines, and this is going to be horrible. There is the warp in. How many probes can he actually kill?
He's done it. He's done it. There's no more Marines. There's no more
4
SCVs.
supply against 12. 3 supply against 12. This has to be it.
Beautiful micro by MC, and that is going to be the end of this game. He has to now lift his barracks. He will not be able to keep them alive.
He's just waiting for the last 2 Marines and tries to pull something with them, but this is not gonna work anymore. 8 probes are left for MC. He has the better income at this point. Actually, Virus is ahead in income because he had 2 mules for a time, but right now there's only 1 left. And with 1 mule, he will have the worst income. So
MC is actually backing up here a little bit. He's making another Zealot rather than a Stalker, which if he just holds his ramp, he should be fine. No Marines will ever be able to micro up a ramp.
No SCV left. No SCV. He's only relying on mules right now.
He's not even making any SCVs. He wants to still end this game. But look at the micro from MC. I just don't think it's ever going to happen. He doesn't have SCVs to buffer anymore.
He can actually support the double barracks with his mules.
And here we go. See, on the ramp, he will never be able to micro past the Zealots, and this is going to really be it.
That's
he loses everything, and the second Stalker is now out. GG. Sick hold by MC. Great micro.
Really well done.
You know, great micro by Virus as well. Singling out the Stalker. That was actually such an intense game. There was no moment in that game until the very end where I was like, one of these 2 players has it for sure. That was so back and forth.
You make one small mistake, you lose a unit, 1 or 2 units too much, and suddenly the game is over.
We have had so many all-ins today, man.
Well, it is just the best of 1 format, so it's kind of what you can expect, and a lot of players are just trying to gamble here a little bit. And the situation in the group is getting very, very interesting. MC is the only player at this point who has 2 wins.
Yeah, and I'm wondering what we're going to see from Virus kind of moving forward here, as well as Tree. Those are the 2 players who I'm kind of looking at right now going, oh, they've shown some really good play, some all-ins, and like, what's the next step for them in this group? Are they going to get out of here? MC seems to be the one who's going to get out for sure, though.
Tree is already down 2 maps, so I'm not quite sure. The next game will be really important. Seed is facing Zinio, and well, with how the group currently works in the standings, we have both of them at 1-1.
And the map is going to be Atlanta Space Bear, and it's a huge map. It's going to be one where I think it's going to be tough. It's a tough map for Seed.
Yeah, I think so too. The map is just very, very big, so if you have a decent creep spread and control the map well, then you can just make sure that your opponent has a tough time
as
to
well,
attack.
Right? Yeah, they're both on 1-1. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, so whoever wins this game pulls ahead, similar to our last game. So we'll see what sort of strategies are going to come out. I don't think we'll see Zenyu go for an all-in, especially not on this map. The rush distance is too large. It's a great map for Zerg. Why do it? We may see an all-in from Seed. We may see a huge 2-base time attack. You can take a third, but the problem is the Hive Tech comes out, and that's something that's very difficult to deal with on this map as Protoss.
It's just hard to control the map once the Zerg player really gets enough bases up and gets the creep spread going. So if he plays it safe, as soon as he reaches 4 to 5 bases and gets a lot of Spine Crawlers and Spore Crawlers to defend against DTs, drop play with Warp Prism, all these run-bys that can occur with a few Zealots, then suddenly the Zerg can just completely take control of the map and really put you on his thumb. So, I don't know.
We'll see. I think like only time will tell here. I mean, I did not expect to see Zenio, for example, do a Baneling bust.
Yeah.
Earlier on against MC. That was the last thing probably anyone expected. It's such an old school strategy. Like you said, you haven't seen it in forever, and that's why it was so unexpected by MC. Even after you saw the Zerglings, he was like, well, I'm gonna make a pylon to wall, but not a gateway. It was a bit of a mistake.
The scouting information that he had just led MC to believe that he was facing the usual build where he has to face 3 bases where the ball is in his court and he has to think about, okay, what exactly am I going to do?
Yeah, he even sent the Stalker out for some additional scouting information. He was like, all right, well, let me just see what's up, really. Yeah. And then he lost the Stalker, and that was like the panic moment where he's like, I got a wall off here.
At this point, he already kind of knew. He knew about the speed, and shortly after that, the Banelings hit, but he did not know that there was a cancel at the 3rd base. So that worked out very, very well for Zenio. Against Seed, it's going to be a different story just because how the map works, but it is definitely a possibility. Seed could, Zenio could just, I don't want to say gamble, but he could just rely on the fact he could like be, okay, well, it's a huge map. My opponent will try to macro it up, and let's just see how greedy he gets, and I will punish him for it.
That's very, very likely. I mean, I think that's what That's what I would expect to see. The Hive Tech on this map is scary, but because there's such a large rush distance, it depends on how you play it, because you can't just be like, all right, well, I have Broodlords now. It's not like Daybreak where you can kind of use Broodlords to control the middle, then you can start attacking the third base really easily where your Broodlord's in a good position. There's so much open space on this map that it's very easy for the Protoss to kind of dictate the engagements if he has the right unit composition. If he's maxed, even if you have Broodlord tech, Protoss has so many different ways to buy time to get that mothership out. So even though it's a good map for Zerg in that regard because Zergs feel more comfortable with the Hive Tech, this is not the best map for Broodlords necessarily.
It's going to be definitely interesting to see how the players approach the map. This is still one of the maps that is a little bit newer to the map pool, and therefore not all of the strategies have been really completely figured out, so you can get away with a lot of stuff. In the matchup against Zerg, against Terran, for example, we see a lot of double factory Hellion play, sometimes with Blue Flame, sometimes just a huge amount of Hellions in order to keep the Zerg player low. It worked quite well when Keen was facing ST, for example, but in this matchup as well, we've seen so many games where a Protoss player just tries to go for the Immortal push, for some kind of Immortal push variation, and tries to expand behind it. It's just a lot of stuff that you can do because the map has not been completely figured out, but usually it's a map where the Zerg player has a little bit of an edge.
Yeah. Well, I was just looking in the chat. We still don't have Steeden here just now joining. Zenio was talking in the chat with Heaven, the Observer, asking him if he moved to Team Liquid's house. And he was saying, yeah, I moved. And he said, I'm living right now with Dario and Jinro and Hater. And he's happy about it. So
isn't Hero supposed to be there as well by now?
I think Hero's there as well.
I know they should be there, but he might not have just moved in, so I don't know. Might be. But yeah, we will see a lot of the Team Liquid guys, obviously, at the Code 8 qualifier at the weekend. It's going to be pretty exciting. Let's see if the foreigners are able to secure a spot, the top spot in the qualifier this time. And well, for now, we focus a little bit more on Code S and Code A. We want to know who is going to advance today, who will be able to compete in Code S in the next season, and who has to fight his way through the Code A bracket again. We have Zenio against Seed coming up with the Zerg versus Protoss on Atlantis spaceship. Both of them were together in the backstage area earlier on and came to the studio while the last game was just started, set up their gear, and now we're on for Seed against Zenio here at the GSL Up and Downs Group D with Paul and Wolf.